So, I'm going to check on this. My phone overheated, and right now I'm just doing some tests to see how viable this is. I'm going to be trying to see what kind of stuff I need in order to do a stream like this, because there's a lot of really cool stuff in Kansas City that I want to share with everybody and kind of show off, and you know, a lot of times people will have streams and so I'm just testing to see if this is viable to do it this way. Alright, so right now what I'm looking at is coming up on Westport. This is Main Street, and I'm coming up on Westport. Westport's an old part of the city, and is kind of the hip, cool, bohemian type of vibe. They got some record stores here. You can get vinyl. Ever since I moved here, they've had record stores even before vinyl records became popular again. And you know, they have like little boutiques, consignment stores for clothing and stuff like that. So it's you know, just kind of a cool little area. So what I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to be kind of going to Westport, driving through Westport, and then going checking out a couple of places downtown. And as you can see, it's like a lot of little boutiques. It's actually not a dump. It actually is a pretty cool town. They have a really cool vibe. There's a lot of construction. There are some areas that aren't as good as others, as far as, like, you know, there's some like really, well, I'll take you to the plaza for one thing. Let's start there. The plaza has a lot of really cool places, high end. The street's okay. Yeah, I'll just keep going through Westport then. Yeah, the plaza has a lot of things. Like we have a Tesla store, we have Tiffany, we have Bulgari, we have, you know, a lot of places like that. This one is just like real bohemian. Right there, Kelly's is it's like they've been around forever. There are a lot of historical places, and you know, they have like a lot of boutiques in here if you're just joining. They used to have on the left here, this big brick building here is they had like a really old movie theater, and it's like you go in and they have all the, like, you know, ornate stuff and the old movie posters and things like that. And it was just a really, it was kind of a cool place to go and see. They had like independent movies, a lot of independent movies. So, all right, so right now, let me see if I can even make this across. This is kind of one of those 5-way intersections. Okay, these guys are going real slow. Go for it. Now this street is Broadway, and I'll take you up to, I'll show you a couple of cool places. Right here on the right is a tattoo shop. There's a Bert Grimm is one of the old time tattoo artists. He's been renowned. He's back in the days of the Sailors, and that was his shop, and now his son or grandson runs it. And so if you're into tattoos and you've ever heard of Bert Grimm, that's his old shop. And this is Broadway, and one of the things about Kansas City is it's very, very LGBT friendly. And so on the left up here, they have a place where they do drag shows and things like that. And so a lot of really cool architecture they're rebuilding. If you can see this big brick building on the left here, that used to be, I guess, an old hotel, and they turned it into apartments. And I've been in there. It's like really cool. They're really nicely redone inside. And so you got Hamburger Mary's there on the left, and then you have a lot more construction. A lot of these buildings are being redone, and so it's like a really cool revival here of all of the good architecture. You know, you have, of course, some of the streets are not redone yet, but we have a lot of schools, a lot of colleges. We have a college for nursing, community college. This isn't exactly the nicest road, but I'm going to be taking you up to a couple of nice places for have some really cool architecture. Right now we're just going to where they start to have some nice architecture, and we have in the National World War I Museum here. So I'm going to be kind of showing you that. This is just kind of a once around just to see what kind of bandwidth the stream uses. This is the first time I've done it like this, so I'm going to definitely just kind of see what I can start expecting and see what kind of equipment I'm going to need. And kind of give you a cool little overview just to see how the sound is, how the video ends up being. See if I go to different places, what kind of signal I get. I generally get really good signal here, and so I'm not really too worried about that. I do courier service, so I'm used to being able to be connected all the time. We have a lot of different areas. I'm not going to go to all of them right now. There's a lot of really cool areas in Kansas City, and so I'm going to eventually get to them. But for right now, I'm just kind of doing a once around, just to get to different places and kind of show you. Yes, welcome to the tree stream, Mickey. Whoa. So, can't say that Kansas City has the best streets, but alright, so we're gonna pass real quick the Kansas City Ballet, which is right there that you see, and then we're coming up, and we have a lot of really old architecture here, and they're really taking care of it. And so a lot of this is being redone, a lot of this is just kept really nicely. And then we have Union Station, which I will show in a minute. And I'm going to go and show you the symphony. Okay, so I'm going to turn in here. We're going to have the Union Station. And as I turn, you're going to be able to see it. And I'll show, this is something that if you see pictures of Kansas City, I've seen this on so many places where they say, this is a really great place to live, and this is like the cover shot, and it's the Union Station. Oh, I can't go there. Here. Sorry, this entrance is a little confusing. But this is the Union Station. I'm just going to pull up here. I'm not going to park, but I want to show you Union Station. It's really super cool inside, and they have a lot of exhibitions, a lot of exhibits inside. They have a huge space. They have a planetarium, and so this is one of the aspects of Kansas City that you see all over the place. Whenever people promote Kansas City, whenever they have an article about Kansas City, whenever they, I've seen this on, Queer Eye has done a couple of seasons here in Kansas City. They always show this as a cutscene, and so, it's just a really cool place to go in. I've been here for New Year's Eve, and it was just a really fun time, just some cool vibes, and just everybody having a really good time. Ahead of us right now, you can see they have these walkways to go from Union Station all the way over to, that's the Hallmark Crown Center over there, and then office buildings. And so in the wintertime, you can actually come into Union Station and then just walk all the way around and get to the office buildings without having to deal with the snow and rain and all that kind of stuff. So they actually have this kind of pretty nicely set up in a lot of ways. Alright, so I'm going to show the World War I Memorial. These speed bumps are ridiculous. I stopped. I really did. So right in front of us is the World War I Memorial. That's another thing that you see Kansas City is known for. And I'll show you a different view of that. There's a whole park here, really cool. I came here a couple years ago. We had an air show. We have a downtown regional airport, and we had an air show. They brought out a ton of really cool airplanes like the Blue Angels and a lot of old prop planes and jets and things like that. And it just, you go and sit on these hills and you can see the downtown airport from there. And it's just, a way of not being so close because it gets really crowded. I don't know where that parking goes. And right now you can see just beautiful parklands. In the summertime when the trees are full bloom, this is just really beautiful. You go and you can relax with a blanket under the trees, bring your dog, they can run around. We actually have down to the right, they have a fenced in dog park so that you can hey Zetafar. Welcome. Driving around Kansas City, checking out some sights. What I'm looking at right now is there's a park, and this is the World War I Memorial. And I'm not going to get out and take a look at it today. Right now, this is going to be my first stream to check out to see what kind of range I have, what kind of signal I get. Check out the my voice. I might have a plug-in mic next time, a little lavalier mic. That I plug in, but for right now I'm just doing a test, and so I'm showing a couple of different scenes around Kansas City. Kansas City is growing amazingly, and I'll show you some stuff growing. And but I wanted to kind of see how it is to do a stream with a couple of different scenes, a couple of different locales, and just I want to start showing off how awesome Kansas City is. As a city, it is not my native city, and so I just want to kind of show off from an outsider's perspective. I grew up in a city, and one of the things that people always kind of, when you're in a city, everything is just, your backyard and nothing's really special. But because I am not born and raised in Kansas City, from Brazil, welcome. I don't know any Portuguese, but welcome. Whatever welcome is in Portuguese. So what I'm doing right now is that'd be cool to see a Brazil IRL stream. So I hope that it gives you a taste of the middle of America, what the middle of America is like. Okay, so I'm going to go back down to give you a different view of Union Station. Union Station is where, like, the Amtrak train comes in. A lot of the this is where a lot of the commuter trains used to come from. You can see Union Station there. Actually, that's not Union Station. Those are apartments. Sorry. The architecture looks fairly similar, but Union Station is actually on the right. I love this area of town. This area of town is really cool. I grew up in a city, and so for me, it's I just love being able to experience the city. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. This whole area has a lot of parks. There, that is Union Station in front of us. Let me see if I can get right there. Right there is Union Station. And this just lights up at night. And I'm going to be, I do courier deliveries at night. And so I'm going to be showing you, I'm going to be doing some night streaming as I do deliveries. And you'll be able to see this. It's just, just beautiful lights. And, there's big Kansas City Chiefs banners, a football club, and American football for you in Brazil. Football club, football team, and they were Super Bowl champions. They were in the Super Bowl before, a couple of years. Okay, right in front of us now on the right there is the ballet. That is the Kansas City Ballet building. Doesn't look like much on the outside, but I'm going to show you the symphony. We have an incredibly beautiful symphony hall here, convention center. Convention center is just a convention center, but the symphony hall, I have been to it many, 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 many times. Again, it's another one of those. Ballet has a beautiful building. All of the architecture here, it was settled in the 1800s. Really built up in the 1800s. There's, like, you can see the building here, the brick building in front of us. It was just, it was industrial. You could probably tell from the outside of it. And it's all been converted to luxury loft apartments. And I would love to live in these places. Some of the neighborhoods are still kind of up and coming. Some of the neighborhoods aren't really the best. But one of the good things about Kansas City, here, this keeps falling over. One of the things about Kansas City is that it's growing and it's growing, and they are redoing a lot of these buildings really nicely. And you get some of these places that are just not, they've been kind of fallen into disrepair for a number of years, and then they come back and they just totally redo them. And of course, then they charge more. But little restaurant on the right here is it's one of those little dives, 75 years old. They've been a little burger joint for a long time. It's pretty well known around here. One of the places you just go and you just get a good burger and fries on a Saturday night, Friday night. And then in a couple of seconds you'll see the Kauffman Center. And it's just really beautiful right there. It has two main banks, and the whole front is just all glass. And I'll drive down the street next to it and show it off to you. And going real slow because of the construction. But let me just pull over here. Nobody behind me. And just show you. It's just amazing, and it sounds. I think they are solar panels. Let me see if I can get you. Let me see if I can turn. Let me back up here. I think they are solar panels. It's an incredible acoustic space. I've watched the symphony there. I've seen bands play there. I saw there was a jazz band. I saw Blondie when they were on tour there. I mean, just amazing place to see. This whole area in the front here is just all glass, and you can see inside all of these here. They are, when you go up to the different balconies and different mezzanines inside, there's two halls actually. One here on one on the left, one on the right. And when you're going up to the different levels, to the different mezzanines and different balconies, you go up there outside, and that's what these you can see the balconies here. And when you're inside, you can just look down and you can look out and you can just see everything. And at night, the whole city lights up, and you just see just amazing views. It's just real sparkly. It's just real magical. And you go in, and there's not a bad seat in either hall. I've seen the symphony from the front row. I've seen it from a couple of different balconies. They have seating in the choir if the choir is not singing. And it's just, really amazing space. So I wanted to show that off. And now I'm going to show some more some buildings. You can see over here. Let's see, what are we looking at? Yeah, here they are rebuilding a building that it was an old. There's lots of old, like industrial buildings, a lot of manufacturing, or just not residential buildings, and so they're just totally converting them all, refreshing the outside, rebuilding the inside, converting them into beautiful lofts for people to live in, and there's a lot of really cool places around here. Right around the corner here, there's it's a cookie boutique where you go and you get a lot of specialty cookies and cakes, and they have like fruit smoothies and things like that. And I found it when I was doing my deliveries. Somebody had wanted just an order of cookies. And then right in the middle of the city, some cool They got a hotel, Residence Inn hotel. And so you can really just be right in the downtown. And they're doing a lot of okay, Zatar, I just noticed your message. Hope you liked it. Come back sometime. Follow me so that way you'd be notified when it's on, when I'm on again. Okay, so where I'm going now, I hope I can get all the way through, is we have a really cool, let me see if I can get through here. Real quick, the truck trying to back in. All right, so the president, that is another residential, you see president up top there. It's a residential place. It was a place that was turned into apartments. And turn this a little bit. We have a really cool library. I'm going to show you the library. It's done up to look like a set of books on the outside, and if you do a search for Kansas City Library, you'll see it's just, you know, it's a lot of these places are really renowned that you don't really think about, but you know, from an outsider's perspective, coming in, I haven't lived here, so you know, I moved here. I'm not originally from here, so I see it with like fresh eyes, and so for me, I can point out a lot of stuff that some people might go, oh yeah, that's just the library. But for me, I love reading. I grew up reading. I kind of read a lot to myself, kept to myself as a kid. And so for me, being a book nerd, you know, this kind of stuff, but going into a library and just, you know, I was talking about this with my best friend earlier. It's just, you know, you go into a library, it just smells, it has like a certain smell to it, and it's just, you know, super cool. And I'd rather have that than, you know, than living in the middle of the country somewhere. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just not my pace, not my speed. I like having things around. I like the energy. And all right. I like having the energy of the city. And I like just the fact that, you know, there's so much that is just, you know, it's just really cool. A lot of people living together. You might think, oh, that's too much. But for me, it's just, you know, that's what makes it interesting. You have people from all walks of life. And, you know, it's just really cool. No, you'll stay here forever. I missed that while I was driving. No, I don't know. I mean, it's cool. Like, I could see retiring here. Yeah, I really could. It's a little bit slower than I like, but a lot of cool people. Just a lot of cool, you know, cool vibe. Just waiting. Okay, I had a problem earlier with the phone overheating. Looks like because I was just sitting in the sun for like 10 minutes. Looks like that's not happening now. Let's see if I can make it all the way to the, looks like they're doing construction. I might have to bail on the library. I might have to go around some other day. Through. Oh, looks like I can get through. Awesome. Yeah, right now my setup does not make it very easy for me to show off stuff, but it's only because right now I'm using a tripod. propped up in my car. So once I get a little bit more equipment, I want to see what I need. Okay, but this is what we're looking for. Somebody behind me, of course. All right. Let me see if I can get this out. I want to. And right there is the library, and you can see on the right, I mean on the left there, it's just they hang these big banners that I should have gone down a different street, but these big banners that make it look like just like a whole bunch of books on the shelves. And then we have another Skyway ahead here. There's actually a couple of them right here in the city, in the middle of the city, to help people get from like parking garages to hotels and things like that without having to walk through the through the snow. And I really like that. I think that they should have more. When I come back, I'll show you more of that. I think it's a cool, helpful usability thing that helps the city grow. Might be able to see on the bottom right, there's tracks, and we have a streetcar, which is an electric streetcar that takes you from Union Station, which I've shown earlier, all the way up to a place they call the River Market. And it's 100% free. So if you park down near the Crown Center, park down in that area, then you can just hop on the streetcar for free, come all the way up to the River Market. River Market's another historic place. It's right on the Missouri River. The Missouri River cuts through here, and they used to have steamboats come through, places that would deliver, would bring supplies and such into the city. And coming up on the River Market now, a lot of these industrial places, a lot of these places that used to receive goods from the river are now being built and reconfigured into lofts and apartments, condos, houses, townhouses. And this is the River Market on the left. And when I was coming up to move to Kansas City, I did not realize it at the time, but one of the first places I ever visited was the River Market, because here on the right, there's a restaurant that, I'm still trying to watch my diet, and they were a paleo grill, and they sold, stuff that didn't have a lot of preservatives in it, didn't have a lot of extra stuff in it. It was just a lot of, paleo diet, and so I came up here. I was at a hotel with my friend, and so I came in here. So actually, the River Market was really the first place that I'd been to in Kansas City. And they have, you can see here, if you can see it too well, and they have a big Chinese market here. Really cool. So this is the River Market area, and I'm going to be coming back. I definitely do deliveries here fairly often. Got some people waiting for the free streetcar. I do deliveries here, and so that park right there on the left, which they'll show movies on a big blow-up screen. They've totally redone all of these storefronts, places inside. They're all small businesses. Kansas City is a very small business friendly city. People waiting right there for the streetcar. You can see the original streetcars there. They have as a lot of little boutique restaurants. A lot of them are, very bohemian. So paleo, a lot of natural stuff, a lot of keto. A lot of people like following a keto diet. Kansas City is very keto friendly town. A lot of people go out to the parks, ride their bikes, very CrossFit friendly. So it's definitely walker friendly city. And as we go through the downtown area, I'll show it off a little bit more. We have the H&R Block Center here, the tax company, the tax preparation company. They are headquartered here. Hallmark Cards is headquartered here. And the H&R Block Center is on the left right here. You can hear the streetcar there on the left. Cool streetcar looks like. Very space. And we're in the Power and Light District, which on my streams I'll definitely show. We have a cool theater here called the Midland. You go in, and it has, these are all historic places. You go in there and it's got a ton of like Art Deco stuff. Just the whole, as H&R Block there on the left, this glass building on the left. You just have these old historic buildings that they're just redoing and just bringing back to life. And it's really, really amazing to go in and see bands play. And we have an Alamo Theater here. They do like Saturday night Rocky Horror Picture Show and very special shows. And Kansas City Star newspaper on the left, huge glass building, and just a lot of stuff that's been redone. So building on the left was recently redone. All these buildings have been just totally redone lately, just to make them nice, make it safer to walk, make it a nice environment. A lot of little restaurants, very walker friendly. A lot of people come to visit for one reason or another, like we have the Royals, won the World Series, and Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. So we get a lot of people that come here. Had a couple of seasons of Queer Eye, living and filming here in some of these places, and some tourism. So they're definitely redoing a lot of these places and making it just really, really nice, so that it just brings the whole neighborhood up. Right now I'm in the Crossroads area, and I'm heading back to my spawn point. And I'll drive through the park. Antonio, hi. Thanks for joining. I'm driving around Kansas City. It's the city where I live, and for my job, I'm a courier, and so I'm just driving around the areas that I deliver to. I'm going to be starting to do just a live stream of doing the deliveries. And showing off the city. So if you like it, if you're interested in seeing cities, definitely follow me and check back. I'm an artist, and so one of the things that I'm doing this stream for is to find places, architecture, cool spots to draw, cool things in Kansas City. And so there's going to be some drawing streams. You can check out my YouTube for other drawing streams if you're interested in those. But yeah, so I'm just showing off Kansas City today. I'll be doing some delivery streams, some courier streams. So, showing off the city. A lot of cool architecture in Kansas City. Check out the VOD. I've shown off our symphony. I'm going to show off a little bit more at some point. I'm going to be focusing on all these things, but I'm just going around right now. Right now, I'm turning, and you can see the Weston Crown Center. The Crown Center, right in front of us, they have a huge Irish Fest at the beginning of September every year, and it's just a big celebration. Big Irish community here in Kansas City, and a lot of really cool architecture. You can see the walkway going above the street there. Just a really cool area. This is the Crown Center, which is Hallmark cards. I call it that. You see the little crown as their logo for Hallmark cards. And this whole area is shut down, and they have a tent over there, and they just have bands. They have 3 stages for bands. They have bands come over from Ireland, traditional Irish bands. They had, I think this last year or the year before was there's a huge Irish band here in Kansas City that's renowned. And yeah, it's just a really cool event. I want to get to the point where next year I'm live streaming that. And yeah, just kind of showing off the city. Right now I'm getting ready to wrap it up. I'm going to be going through the park down to my spawn point. And all these streams are going to be doing different things. As a courier, I go in lots of different areas. And so I'm going to be showing off like the plaza. We have a plaza that has a lot of high-end stores. So that's really cool. A lot of stores, like we have a Tesla dealer. We have a lot of high-end restaurants. Tiffany from New York, Tiffany, New York. The jewelry store, an Apple store, but also we had a Burberry store, Bulgari, jewelry stores, things like that. So very, very ritzy, nice place, walker friendly, free parking. You park and you can just walk around all day. I'll be showing that off later. Right now, this is I forget what area they call this, but the hospital is back there, the Children's Hospital. This right here is very up and coming, Union Hill. This is called Union Hill, and a lot of restaurants, kind of a millennial type of area. New places. I keep reiterating because we get new people in, but yeah, a lot of new places, a lot of up and coming, a lot of cafes. There's a CrossFit gym up here in the corner. And it's interesting. Kansas City's, there's lots of little pockets of up and coming areas in between areas that have not been up and coming. And so, as you're driving towards some place, you drive through a lot of areas that you might not, you're waiting for them to be up and coming. So, it's kind of an interesting city. There are some areas that are incredibly walker friendly, and some areas that, like around here, there's not a whole lot to do in the next several blocks. There's not a whole lot to do that's very walker friendly in the sense of, you walk outside, there's no Starbucks right around here. There's a couple fast food places, there's a Home Depot, places like that. And this is one of the areas where you drive through to get somewhere from one place to another. Right now, going through the Hyde Park area. Hyde Park is an older area, and it's kind of had its ups and downs. And right now, it's on its way up. There's a street one block to the right that I usually go down, but I want to go through and show off the actual Hyde Park. These areas, we did a little while ago, not the most exclusive areas, but nice areas, and they're redoing. You can see the difference between the ones that they haven't redone and the ones on the right that they just redid. Hyde Park, a lot of older homes, single-family homes, and the park itself on the left is a beautiful park, especially in the summertime. Right ahead of us, that was an old school that they've converted into offices. I've been in there. I had a delivery one time on the 3rd floor there, and it has the old, no elevators, just the old stone stairs from when it was a school. And there's a little out of shape trying to get up the stairs to make the delivery in a hurry. And you get Hyde Park on the left. And a lot of these houses on the right that overlook it up on the hill. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And a lot of old places here, a lot of old buildings. And got a green light off to the right, so I'm going to be heading up to the right. Right there is the Art Museum, the Nelson Atkins Art Museum, and you'll see it again in a second as I swing around. Right there, Nelson Atkins, very famous landmark. It's one of the more well-regarded museums in the country. And where I'm coming at right now, you'll be able to see what they consider to be the main entrance for University of Missouri, Kansas City, UMKC. One of the University of Missouri schools. And they have really cool in the springtime the music programs. And here they have the Kauffman Memorial Gardens, and this is where I'm going to end today. Very beautiful in spring and summer. Whoa. Alright, see if there's any shade. I don't see any shade to stop in. Not really. But let's see if this can get at least a little shade here. A little shady. Alright, so I am done for today. Let me see. About an hour. So, check out the VOD. Check out the YouTube. I'm going to put it up on YouTube today. And I will be doing this again probably later tonight. And I'm going to be doing some deliveries tonight, maybe. But otherwise, I should be doing a drawing stream. So, thank you for anybody who checked it out. I hope you follow. And see you next time.